Hey everybody, Codex here, and welcome to the brand new midway, or let's see, it was a pretty mouthful title. It was the Anime Summer Arc of 2015 Mid-Season First Impressions. There we go. Okay, so hey guys, I just said hi like a couple minutes ago, but I'm just getting all settled in, and I'm going to talk to you guys about this anime season. It's or arc. I think I call them arcs because, like, you know, just like how there are arcs within novels and animes. I don't know, I just found the arc better than the season. It also sounded kind of cool, so I guess that's just me. Anyway, you guys, just to get straight to the point, I honestly think, I mean, I said it before in my latest content update, I think it's great. I mean, it sounds pretty ridiculous for someone like me to be watching like 19 shows and keeping like up to date with almost all of them. Yeah, even I always surprise myself with that. But anyway, not to like be too prideful about that. Now it's time for me to just tell you guys about what I'm watching and give you my best first thoughts about pretty much any and all of them right now. And maybe a couple of them that I'm gonna wait till they finish airing and then watch them. Because I even find myself to be, or I find this to be like quite overwhelming. That was just like the spring arc. I was just like, whoa, 18, 19, and here we are at 19 again. So, let me start. And starting, I usually just go in alphabetical order as usual. So, start at the top. And the beginning, it's called Akagami no Shirayukihime, or Snow White with the Red Hair. Chaos Dragon, Charlotte. Classroom Crisis. Gakkou Arashi, or School Live, and there's Gangsta. Next one's called Gate. Actually has a much more, like a much longer title. It's called Gate, and so the JDSF fought there. It's like the English translation. I'm not gonna mind saying Japanese because obviously I don't know any. Next is God Eater. Then there's Himouto, Umaru-chan. Joukamachi no Dandelion, or Castletown Dandelion. There's still Kekkai Sensen left in my watch list because practically everyone's still waiting for the last episode to air. And then there's Sky Wizard Academy and Everyday Life with Monster Girls, Overlord, Roku no Yusha, Shinometa, Shokugeki no Soma still airing. Then there's Idolmaster, Cinderella Girls, and Cobbler Girl. So that's about 19. Yeah, it's quite a lot. So now let me start at the very beginning again, and now I'm actually going to start explaining stuff. So let's start with Akagami no Shirayukihime. It's also called Snow White with the Red Hair. I first heard about this show pretty much through social media. That's pretty much how I hear about all the new shows that are going to air. So I think it's no like joke that I've watched this just because of the voice actor that's starring in the show. That's Saori Hayami, which is the one who voices like Miyuki and the voices Shinella. I think she's probably like one of my favorite voice actors of all time. So it's pretty much the reason why I'm watching that. I know a lot of people say it's really weird to watch an anime just for a voice actor, but I think her work is superb. Right now in the anime itself, it's really great. I'm not even surprised that she's probably like one of the most lovable characters this season. And Snow White with the Red Hair is actually supposed to be a twist on Snow White, hence the name. And it's really great. It's just like one of those, like, it gives you a classic approach to like some sort of classic romance. Like, it almost seems like lovey-dovey in a way, but actually it isn't. Because for those of you who may be watching it right now, Shirayuki, which is or Shirayuki, yeah, which is main female protagonist. She's actually quite strong in this anime. Like, she doesn't seem like so weak like most, or in some romance animes. Yeah, so I think I'm really happy about that. And then next is Chaos Dragon. Now, Chaos Dragon, as I mentioned before in my content update, you know how there's animes that kind of like some appreciation kind of goes like way down, like it drops way down for some of them, but I think Chaos Dragon has like some wonderful character design. Like a lot of the characters are like really unique. I've never seen like such bold colors, especially like the eye color, and even like the armor and the outfits that they wear. I think it's really unique. And of course, Chaos Dragon, I think it has probably one of the greatest openings this season. But I'm not here to say that I overlook an anime just by the opening. But I have to say though, it's like, opening rocks. Chaos Dragon's opening rocks for sure. And I think a lot of people say the storyline goes absolutely nowhere. But to me personally, I'm still watching it, and like for all the shows I'm watching, it's like more than halfway through. So I'm still watching it. It means, or I think, it's still really good. So I think that's pretty great. And next is actually probably one of the most moving animes. I'm pretty sure all of us know that. If you're a big Key Studios fan like I am, one who's watched like Angel Beats and like know like of many of their other works, yeah, Charlotte, I think hands down is probably like extremely touching, and they still mix in humor greatly. So I'm not even surprised that Key Studios brought out some of their best work. Yeah, the characters are incredibly like well made, and it's just really unique. I'm not surprised Key made something so great. Next is actually something a little bit, I feel it's pretty underappreciated. It's called Classroom Crisis. Classroom Crisis is like a slice of life and a sci-fi, because it takes place like way in the future when intergalactic travel is possible. So like half of humanity moved to Mars, and then they're settling there. And then there's a teacher there who's trying to run a classroom, so it gives away to the title. And they work on like all the jets and all like ships that work on this intergalactic travel. And like there's actually another company that oversees the classroom, and then that's basically it. So it's like, oh man, you know, the teacher, which is probably one of the main characters. Let me figure out his, or let me try to remember his name. Oh yeah, his name's Kaito. And then Kaito has a sister who actually enrolls in his class. Her name's Sarah. And then Sarah has a friend named Iris. And then they're both friends. And Nagisa, which is actually another student, but then later on when you start watching the anime, you find out some big twists about him. So yeah, I actually think Classroom Crisis is really fun. Like, it's a fun anime. It's one of those animes where like it doesn't take too long for it to make you it doesn't take too long like to make you smile, because like they work in some really great humor. Like, we all know we love anime for like the sorts of expressions the characters give you. So I mean, like, this could be an example. But yeah, I think Classroom Crisis is great, especially for what it is. And then next is Gothic Arashi. It also means school life. And like, the thing about it is that like, I think this is like something like, I've never seen something so obscure. And now you're probably thinking obscure is probably not something you want to use to describe an anime, but I think school life is probably one of the best words to use for it, because like, just like Death Parade and just like Assassination Classroom, like the way that it looks at the very start really covers up the way that it really is. And like, just for the sake of like not saying too much, yeah, it is just like, it really just plays with your head. And there's I have to admit, it's like really touching. There are some really sad parts too, but I have to admit, yeah, it is so good. And like, School Life, the title itself gives away a lot to what it's about. So I mean, if you read like the synopsis on like My Anime List or something, it talks about schoolgirls and their survival. But then like the way that the art looks makes you think, oh yeah, you know, it's just gonna be like something fun, fulfilling. You're gonna feel like you're gonna laugh a lot, and that's what you first think. But then like, yeah, you'll just see. If you ever watch it, you just literally got like the biggest recommendation from me to watch it. And next, after Gothic Arashi, is Gangsta. Now, Gangsta reminds me a lot, or the art style reminds me a lot of this other pretty old classic anime called Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon, I think, aired in like 2004 or something. And yeah, the art style is like really, really reminiscent of that. And now, back when I used to be not, like, I barely started watching a lot more anime, like I started getting really integrated into like what the art is. I found Black Lagoon, and I never knew I myself would be watching something so violent, involved with like drugs and sex and stuff. And then like now I'm watching Gangsta, and it really opened my eyes because I was like, oh yeah, I watched Black Lagoon before, and it reminds me so much of it. Now I'm not comparing the two because that's not what I want to do. I'm just saying it reminds me of it. But Gangsta, yeah, it is like, it's very bold. And a lot of people were jokingly saying, oh yeah, it's like Grand Theft Auto the animation. In some ways, yes, but it has a really, really unique narrative to it. The characters too, they're like very multi-dimensional, which is really cool. The two main characters are Warwick and Nicholas. They're the two that are shown at the very center of the official artwork visual, if you ever look at it. And yeah, it's really great if you want something like really action-packed. It's also very gory because, you know, obviously recommended for the people that are only old enough to watch it, but yes, it is very, very good. Definitely for what it is. A lot of people say it's going to be anime of the season, but I think there can be many, many contenders for that. I think multiple things can be that. So yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about that. And it has like a bit more to the title, but it's actually Gate. Says thus the JDSF fought there. And basically, to put this in more simple terms, think of like two worlds crossing each other. Kind of reminds me of like Kekkai Sensen, because it's like an alternate universe, you know, how Manhattan met this like supernatural sci-fi sort of part to it, like demons and stuff. Yeah, Gate actually really reminds me of that, because it's about how like this gate that's in the middle of the city in Japan leads you to like this whole like medieval world on this other side. So it's about the crossing of these two, and like a lot of people at first found this anime really questionable because the main character, alongside with a few of his like friends and companions and stuff, the main character is actually an otaku, and like usually using that like sort of character archetype, even dynamic in a way, really makes things questionable. It's kind of like I don't know if anyone's heard of the anime called Outbreak Company. It's kind of like that, because a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, they're like, there's no way someone who's like so in the anime or into anime can really do anything with the world. They can't like approve it, they can't do anything, you know, say all these like pretty they have like a lot of stereotypical, yeah, that's the word I was looking for, stereotypical descriptions that kind of go towards otakus. So it's always a bit questionable at first. The thing that's very interesting is that like the fluctuation of the fan base, like it started off really low. Like I thought a lot of people were like talking pretty bad about it, but then actually nowadays, actually people are saying this could be possibly a contender for animated series. So as you can see, there is a lot of shows that have like the potential, which is good. And like I like that because like you can't just use one, there's just like many. So that's what's really great about showing the strength of this anime arc for summer. It's great. And next, after Gate, is God Eater. Now, God Eater is actually a game adaptation, and I know just like Danganronpa, game adaptations are kind of like, they're very iffy, like people don't really know where they're gonna go. And just like, what was the other show I mentioned? Just like Chaos Dragon? Yeah, the anime itself doesn't get too much appreciation. Like, it's not, I'd say, in terms of popularity, even though I I myself don't really care about this. I'm just mentioning this for fun, just to tell you guys, God Eater and Chaos Dragon are pretty much near like the bottom of the brim, or bottom of the barrel, moreover. Yeah, so I'm still watching it. I'm just a person who literally gives everything a chance, as I've told you guys many times, but I think God Eater is really cool. Ufotable, the ones who made the Fate series, they put like this brand new sort of art style in the anime, and I feel like that's the reason why people are not watching it, but could also deal with narrative and characters as usual, but I think it's just fine the way it is. So yeah, that's that. And next after God Eater is Himouto Umaru-chan, and that also means my two-faced little sister, and it's kind of like how I was talking to you guys about the otaku sort of stereotype. This goes very much towards that, because it's geared towards this older brother's little sister, and her name's Umaru, and she's like this super hardcore girl who's in the anime and the gaming, and like the thing that's really ironic about it is that like she's like super lazy at home, and then when she returns home from school, she goes from like this really perfect, super pretty, really cute girl, and down to like into this like chibi form that looks like a hamster. Some people were saying, oh yeah, the hamster form reminds me of like, it's very reminiscent of like Hamtaro leaving, just like due to the colors, which I thought was like a really funny coincidence I did not see myself. So yeah, that's that. Just to let you guys know, for those of you who are watching, this is a very moe anime, and like, I do mean cute. It does very much mean that. So I know not everyone's into that, but yeah, it's incredibly adorable, and it does that just fine. So yeah, it's only meant for the people that like that sort of stuff, but I think it's very fun. It can make you laugh, and you can relate to a lot of the situations that Umaru gets into. So yeah, I think it's very fun, and of course cute, because that's what it's trying to do. And after that is Joukamachi no Dandelion. It also means Castletown Dandelion, and I love those animes where like it gives you like a ton of main characters, just like Assassination Classroom. Technically speaking, like the whole classroom was like of everyone, so that's like 20 people. We're all considered like main characters. Same goes for like Danganronpa. Like everyone in that classroom was considered the main. Same goes for Classroom Crisis. Like almost everyone in the classroom was considered the main character. So in Joukamachi no Dandelion, it takes that concept and places it in a family household. And instead of a family household, it's a royal family household. And there's like 9 family members, and then there's like the mom and the dad. And it's like, it's very fun. I know I use that word a lot. It's the only word I seem to be running to lately. But yeah, anime makes me smile a lot. I find it hard for people to not like this anime, because like, it's really adorable, just like Himouto. And like, I always end up smiling whenever I'm watching it, because like they always find some way to like make you laugh or something like that. It's really fun and good. I said fun already like 3 times I think in this video, probably more. But yeah, I'd really recommend this to like anyone really. Like Joukamachi no Dandelion or Castletown Dandelion is just, I don't know, it's just good. That's all I can say. I mean, it is. And then, well, I mentioned Kekkai Sensen before. The unfortunate thing is that everyone's waiting for their last episode to air, and the only problem is that the studio is trying to find a way to air it, so everyone's desperately waiting, which kind of sucks, but you know what, I'm gonna let them take their time. I'm pretty sure they put lots of work into the last episode, and that'll be that. And next is Sky Wizard Academy. It has a pretty long Japanese title, so that's why I didn't say it. And Sky Wizard Academy is just like how I'll say in most mid-season first impressions, it seems like super generic, like to anyone. But the thing that I always go to, if people do call it generic, I mean, obviously I'm not caring about what other people say about it, but I always run towards the art. The art is really, really good. I haven't seen an art style like this before, I think, but yeah, the weapons are really cool. But then, yeah, it just reminds me of like, just like one of those fantasy harems that people like me would like. So, yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I'm watching it. It's also in the future too. So, I mean, I like future stuff. I like harems, and that's about it. So, I think that covers up all my reasons for liking it. But yeah, I'm still watching it. And then after Sky Wizard Academy is Everyday Life with Monster Girls. And now, warning is that, just like in some anime seasons, this anime is extremely over-the-top ecchi. So it's only for those people that do like ecchi, so I warn you in advance, if you do not watch it, it's probably not recommended for you. But yeah, yeah, it totally, like, throws that word ecchi, like, way, like, out the window, or, like, way over the top. But yeah, the thing that's really, really ironic is that, like, I always see these animes where I think, oh yeah, you know, this is, like, probably one of the most questionable genres, like, ever. Like, ever. And then here it is being, like, one of the most popular animes this season. I'm like, what? Like, how is that even possible? Usually people would run away from this sort of, like, genre, but then people are just like, I'm gonna run to it because, you know, I heard it's really good. And it must be because of the manga, because the manga got tons of appreciation. So I'm guessing the thing that's really nice is that the appreciation for the manga is pretty much lining up with the anime, I think, or I hope so, because fluctuating fan bases I'm not a big fan of. No, I'm not. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really funny, it's great. I mean, I've seen a lot of ecchi anime in my life, so I'm not surprised I'm watching it, but yeah, I think it's pretty great, or it's really good for what it is. I just went from great to really good really fast. Well, that escalated quickly. So let's see, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I went through 13. I'm getting somewhere, or we're getting somewhere, people. Alright, so after Monster Musume, or Everyday Life with Monster Girls, it's something that's really, really, I wouldn't say like, let's see, I would just say it's recognizable, the genre, because a lot of studios seem to be going into the virtual reality MMO sort of idea, just like SAO, just like Log Horizon, just like Hacked It, and like Overlord is the exact same idea, except it's like the flip side of it. Instead of like the hero, it's the guy who wants to just take over the whole world. And it's really unique that way, because now it's just like the main character, he's just like, you know what, I'm stuck in this world, so I think I just want to take it over. And it's just like a boss, he just wants to take over the whole world, or that whole virtual world now with the power that he has. So if you guys are into like seeing those characters, like those overpowered characters dominate everyone, this is totally in line with that. So totally recommend that if you still love like that VR MMO sort of genre. And if you love overpowered characters, I think Overlord is totally the thing for you. And after Overlord is Rilka no Yusha. That means Rilka, 6 Flowers of the Braves, or I think I got it. Let me check. Let's see. Rilka. Well, I reversed it. It's Rilka Braves of the 6 Flowers. And this is a fantasy adventure anime. And like, it starts off with like the main character going up until this like arena. And then he's just like, I'm the best guy ever. Yeah, appreciate me, people. Blah, blah, blah. And he like ends up obviously like topping someone in the arena, as expected. And then like the main character comes to find out that he's trying to become a part of the Braves group that's mentioned in the title. They have like this kind of looks like a tattoo. It's like this swirly flowery symbol. And the 6 Braves that you meet throughout the anime all have that symbol somewhere on their body to show the fact that they are one. So this is for you people that really love fantasy action adventure. It's really great. Like, a lot of the characters have really unique weaponry and powers. I've never seen a world like Roka no Yusha has shown me. And I mean, like, the thing that's really funny is that, like, a lot of the entities that they face are just passively called demons. And then, like, but then the demons are, like, super unique. So then I'm like, it could be called something, like, I was thinking they'd be called something cooler, but I mean, it's just fine the way it is. And then I'm just like, that's really weird. But it's, like, super, like, out of bounds. Like, I've never seen stuff like this sort of idea. So, if any of you guys want to see really unique characters, I think Roka no Yusha does actually a really good job at that. So, look into that if you're into, like, fantasy and stuff. And after that is Shinometa. Okay, so just like how I mentioned to you guys about Everyday Life with Monster Girls, yeah, Shinometa kind of throws the idea of ecchi and, like, kind of, what's a good way to explain this? Okay, I'm not really good at explaining this kind of stuff. I mean, I've said bold before, and that would definitely work. Maybe it shoves it in your face, but I don't know if any of you guys have heard of the anime called SYD. It's called Tatakaeri no Doma, and basically the main female protagonist is like a straight up pervert, and the same goes in Shinometa, but in Shinometa it's in an alternate universe where dirty words, dirty language, dirty content, dirty media, all those things are banned, and they're trying to make the world clean again, quote unquote clean. And the main girl, her name's Ayame, she's trying to rebel against that force, and yeah, it is, like, very, very funny. I mean, I feel like it's very inspired by SYD, and SYD was, like, I heard was very, very good, so it's not surprising that Shinometa is probably getting just as much attention as SYD is. So yeah, I think that's cool. It's just like, as I've said before, for Everyday Life with Monster Girls. It's like, this anime is, like, super popular, but I never expected it to. Sort of idea. And after Shinometa, now literally, like, I could think of, like, the best pun for saying this, but spring season leftovers literally is Shokugeki no Soma. And I'm not even kidding, it's still airing right now. It's actually almost done. 19 episodes out of 24 currently. So it's almost done, and just as great as usual. If you guys love cooking and love, like, that really, really extravagant sort of description, how they describe food and stuff, and don't watch it while eating, or don't watch it while you're hungry, because that'll just make the situation even worse for you. You're just gonna want to eat, like, everything in your sight after watching. So yeah, if you guys haven't started Shokugeki no Soma, I definitely recommend it for you guys who love cooking, as I've said. So that's it. And next, after that, is the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Season 2. Now, it's just like, as I mentioned before, idol animes are very, very cheerful, and they revolve around, like, friendship and hope and staying together, working together. Yeah, it's something I've always loved. So I'm just very, very glad to see a second season. I knew they were going to have a second season. And it's just great because Idolmaster is actually continuing. I heard Love Live is potentially continuing. I mean, I'm going to see the movie next month, so I'm, like, super pumped for that. And moving on from that, our last and final anime is Cobbler Girl. And Cobbler Girl revolves around, like, a rich girl, and she is, like, super wealthy, just like that archetype that you've seen before, kind of like Hayate no Gotoku, where Nagi's, like, super rich. It's a different idea, though, because the rich girl goes to school, and then she has no idea what anything is, because she probably stays at home a lot. And then, like, she makes friends for the first time. She questions all these things because she overhears them. It's really funny. It's one of those anime shorts, so the episodes are about 7 minutes. So it's really great if, like, you're done catching up with everything that you're watching this season, and you're like, maybe I feel like watching a little more. Yeah, Cobbler Girl is a great filler, or not really filler, I don't want to treat it something like that, but it's a really great thing to watch after you've watched, like, a bunch of, like, animes that are really obscure or they have like a lot of storyline to it. Yeah, it's really great because it just makes you smile. That's the best part about it. So that's it, everybody. We did it. I made it through another 19 and it took me like another half an hour. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again, and thank you for tuning in. As always, stay honest. I feel like such an idiot because literally instead of like placing my camera all the way over there in my room, I could just leave it right here. And now I'm doing it for like now. Now I can feel like now it's like 10 times more convenient. Why didn't I think of this before? Oh my god. I'm so dumb sometimes.